Welcome back to Stoic Wisdom TV. Have you ever truly questioned the sincerity of those around you? Do the warm smiles and kind words of others genuinely reflect their feelings? Or do they sometimes conceal hidden jealousy and deceit? We often like to believe that we can easily distinguish between those who are authentic and those who are not. However, reality is far more complex. Jealousy and deception do not always announce themselves loudly. Instead, they lurk beneath the surface, carefully masked behind polished words and well-rehearsed gestures. The most dangerous individuals are not those who openly resent you, but those who disguise their true emotions behind a facade of friendliness. Imagine this scenario. You've just achieved a significant milestone, perhaps a promotion, the successful completion of a major project, or long overdue recognition for your hard work. The room is filled with colleagues and friends, offering their congratulations with broad smiles and enthusiastic words. Yet, something feels off. A subtle tension lingers in the air, and you sense an unspoken energy that contradicts the cheerful atmosphere. Could it be that among those who celebrate with you, some secretly harbor envy? Their words may be filled with praise, but their eyes and body language reveal a different story, a hesitation before applauding, an overly enthusiastic compliment that feels forced, or a stiff smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes. Recognizing these signs is essential to navigating human relationships wisely. That is precisely what we will explore today. In this discussion, I will share 10 powerful methods to uncover hidden jealousy and deception techniques deeply rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics, who mastered the art of emotional control and rational thinking, offer invaluable lessons in understanding human behavior and shielding ourselves from manipulative individuals. By applying these principles, you will sharpen your ability to detect insincerity, protect your peace of mind, and cultivate meaningful, authentic relationships. Jealousy and deceit can cloud our judgment, making us question our own success and even our relationships. However, with the right mindset and the ability to perceive reality as it is, you can rise above these challenges. The key is to focus not on words but on actions. As one of the core Stoic teachings states, do not judge people by what they say, judge them by what they do. Words can be easily manipulated, but actions reveal a person's true character. Think about it. A genuine friend does not need to constantly profess their loyalty. They demonstrate it through their unwavering presence and support in both good times and bad. A jealous individual, on the other hand, may say all the right things but subtly undermine you when it matters most. They may diminish your achievements, attribute your success to luck rather than effort, or remain suspiciously silent when others are celebrating you. To truly see beyond appearances, train yourself to observe patterns of behavior rather than isolated incidents. Someone who repeatedly fails to follow through on their promises, offers insincere compliments, or disappears when you need them most is revealing their true nature. Stoicism teaches us that reality is best understood through keen observation and logical analysis, not blind trust in words or appearances. Another powerful Stoic insight is that body language rarely lies. While people may master verbal deception, their subconscious actions often betray their true emotions. A fleeting smirk, a stiffened posture, or an averted gaze can speak louder than 1,000 words. Watch for these subtle yet revealing micro-expressions, involuntary facial reactions that can expose hidden envy or resentment before the person has a chance to suppress them. Sometimes, insincerity is revealed not through what is said but through what is left unsaid. Have you ever shared exciting news, only to be met with an indifferent response or a sudden change of topic? A lack of enthusiasm from someone who usually engages with you on trivial matters can be a subtle sign of jealousy. Silence, dismissiveness, or reluctance to acknowledge your success may indicate underlying resentment. This does not necessarily mean that person is malicious, but they may be struggling with their own insecurities. Another crucial insight: observe how people respond to your struggles, not just your victories. Many can celebrate with you in good times, but only a few will stand by you in times of hardship. True loyalty is tested when you are at your lowest. If someone vanishes when you need support or offers only superficial encouragement, take it as a sign. A jealous or insincere person may pretend to be a friend when it benefits them, but their true nature is revealed when they have nothing to gain. Jealousy can also manifest as competition disguised as admiration. Some individuals feel the need to outshine Unit because they are inspired by you, but because they feel threatened. If you notice someone constantly trying to shift the focus back to themselves, whenever you achieve something, they may be battling hidden envy. By understanding these hidden dynamics, you gain the power to navigate relationships with clarity and wisdom. The goal is not to become distrustful or paranoid, but to cultivate discernment, the ability to see things as they truly are. As the Stoics teach, peace of mind comes not from controlling others, but from mastering your own perceptions and responses. When you recognize insincerity for what it is, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil and focus on what truly matters. Surrounding yourself with genuine, supportive people and walking your path with confidence. Now, I invite you to embrace the wisdom of Stoicism and sharpen your ability to see beyond appearances. Are you ready to embark on this journey? If so, declare your commitment in the comments. I am ready to uncover the truth. Let's take another step toward a life of clarity, authenticity, and peace. In a world where words flow easily and promises are often made with little commitment, one of the greatest lessons in discernment is to observe actions, rather than relying on verbal assurances. People may say all the right things, but their true nature is not reflected in what they say. It is revealed through what they do, especially when there is no audience to impress. Actions carry the weight of sincerity, while words can be used as mere tools of persuasion, manipulation, or social convenience. Consider a friend or colleague who constantly tells you how much they support and admire you. They may praise your achievements publicly, shower you with kind words, and reassure you that they will always be there for you. However, when you need their help, they may suddenly be unavailable. When you face difficulties, they might distance themselves or provide only superficial encouragement, without taking any real action to assist you. Their words and actions are in conflict, and this contradiction exposes their true priorities. Stoic philosophy teaches us to judge people by their deeds rather than their speech. Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This principle applies not only to ourselves, but also to how we evaluate others. A person's character is not defined by their ability to say the right things, but by their consistent behavior or over time. If someone's words are grand but their actions fall short, they lack integrity. If they claim to be generous, but never extend a helping hand, their true nature is one of selfishness. Another important aspect of observing actions over words is recognizing behavior, or in the absence of an audience. Many individuals perform kindness when others are watching, but act differently in private. A person who only treats others with respect when they seek approval or recognition is not truly virtuous. They are simply maintaining a favorable image. On the other hand, those who quietly help others, who keep their promises without seeking validation, and who stand by their principles even when no one is watching, are the ones who possess genuine integrity. Jealousy and deception also become evident when we shift our focus from what people say to how they behave. A so-called friend might congratulate you on your success, but refuse to support you when you're striving for it. They may speak positively to you, but engage in gossip behind your back. They may nod in agreement when you share your aspiration, yet secretly hope you fail. These inconsistencies can only be uncovered by carefully observing patterns in behavior, or rather than being swayed by spoken words. In practical terms, to apply this wisdom, pay close attention to people's consistency. Do they follow through on their promises? Do they offer help when it is needed, or do they merely say they would? Do their actions align with the values they claim to hold? Over time, a person's true nature cannot be hidden. Words may deceive, but actions always reveal the truth. If you wish to build strong relationships and protect yourself from deceit, trust behavior over speech. Success is a revealing force. It not only elevates you, but also exposes the true nature of those around you. When you achieve something significant, whether it's a promotion, a personal milestone, or recognition for your hard work, the way people react can speak volumes about their character. Some will genuinely celebrate your achievements, while others, though they may smile and offer congratulations, will secretly harbor jealousy and resentment. Understanding the difference between genuine support and hidden envy is crucial for maintaining strong, authentic relationships. A true friend or supporter will celebrate your success wholeheartedly. They will express sincere joy, encourage you to keep striving, and possibly even feel inspired by your accomplishments. They will not feel threatened by your growth because they value your success as something positive, rather than as a personal loss. Their excitement for you is real, and their encouragement is unwavering. They do not seek to compete with you or diminish your achievements. Instead, they stand beside you, happy to see you thrive. In contrast, a jealous individual may struggle to mask their true emotions when confronted with your success. Though they might offer words of congratulations, their body language and subtle remarks often reveal a different truth. They may downplay your achievement, attributing it to luck rather than hard work. They might say things like, "You're so lucky," instead of recognizing the effort you put in. Alternatively, they may respond with backhanded compliments such as, "It's great that you got promoted, but I heard they were considering someone else first." These subtle attempts to undermine your success indicate underlying resentment. Another common reaction from jealous individuals is deflection. Instead of acknowledging your accomplishment, they quickly shift the focus back to themselves. If you share exciting news, they may respond with their own achievements, making it a competition rather than a moment of shared joy. For example, if you announce that you've been accepted into a prestigious program, they might immediately mention an opportunity they received, as if to ensure that the spotlight does not remain on you for too long. Silence can also be a revealing indicator of jealousy. Some people will simply ignore your success, refusing to acknowledge it altogether. While they may have been vocal in conversations about other topics, they suddenly become distant when you achieve something noteworthy. Their lack of acknowledgement is not an accident, it is a passive expression of envy. If someone who usually engages with you suddenly withdraws or avoids discussing your success, it may be because they are struggling with their own insecurities. To truly evaluate someone's response to your success, observe patterns over time. Do they consistently support you, or do they only seem happy when you are on the same level as them? Do they uplift you, or do they subtly diminish your accomplishments? A strong, genuine relationship is built on mutual support and encouragement. Those who cannot be happy for you when you succeed are unlikely to have your best interests at heart. By recognizing these signs, you can surround yourself with people who genuinely celebrate your progress and distance yourself from those who resent it. One of the most revealing aspects of a person's character is how they treat those who can do nothing for them. In a world where power, status, and influence often dictate how people behave, it is easy to put on a facade of kindness when dealing with those who are useful. However, the true measure of a person's integrity lies in their interactions with those who hold no power over them. Genuine individuals treat everyone with respect, regardless of status, while deceitful people only show kindness when they stand to gain something. Consider how someone interacts with service workers, subordinates, or those who are socially or financially disadvantaged. A person with a sincere and kind heart will treat a waiter, a janitor, or a stranger on the street with the same level of respect as they would a CEO or an influential figure. They understand that a person's worth is not determined by their job title, wealth, or social standing, but by their humanity. Their kindness is consistent, not selective. They do not need an audience to be compassionate, nor do they reserve their good manners only for those who hold power. On the other hand, deceitful individuals operate differently. Their kindness is often strategic, driven by self-interest rather than genuine care. They will flatter those in authority, act charming in front of influential people, and go out of their way to impress those who can elevate their status. However, their behavior changes drastically when they interact with someone they consider unimportant. They may become dismissive, rude, or indifferent when dealing with subordinates, service workers, or anyone they perceive as lower in status. This contrast in behavior is a clear sign that their kindness is not rooted in true respect, but in manipulation. Another revealing pattern is how someone behaves when they no longer need another person. A deceitful individual may act friendly and supportive when they have something to gain, but quickly lose interest once the person is no longer useful. For example, they may shower a colleague with compliments and favors when hoping for a recommendation or assistance, but become cold and distant once their needs are met. This kind of transactional behavior is a major red flag, indicating that their kindness is conditional and insincere. A person's true nature is most evident when they believe no one is watching. Someone who is genuinely kind and respectful does not need an audience to behave with integrity. They do not change their demeanor based on who they are speaking to or what they can gain. Whether dealing with a billionaire or a homeless person, they uphold the same values of decency and respect. This consistency is a hallmark of authenticity. To assess a person's character, observe how they treat those who are of no immediate benefit to them. Do they acknowledge and appreciate everyone equally? Or do they only show respect to those they find useful? Do they offer kindness without expecting anything in return? Or is their politeness a tool for personal gain? By paying attention to these details, you can differentiate between those who are truly sincere and those who wear a mask of kindness for their own advantage. Praise and flattery may seem similar on the surface, but their intentions and impact are vastly different. While genuine praise uplifts, motivates, and strengthens relationships, flattery is often a tool of manipulation, deception, or hidden jealousy. Understanding the difference between the two is essential in navigating social interactions, recognizing authentic relationships, and protecting yourself from those who seek to exploit your trust. Authentic compliments come from a place of sincerity. They are specific, meaningful, and often constructive. When someone genuinely appreciates your work, character, or achievements, their words are based on observation and truth. For instance, a true friend or colleague might say, "I admire the way you handled that difficult situation with patience and professionalism. It really shows your leadership skills." Such praise not only acknowledges your strengths, but also reinforces qualities that contribute to your personal growth. Authentic compliments are not given with the expectation of something in return. They are simply an honest recognition of value. On the other hand, flattery is excessive, often exaggerated, and frequently used as a means to gain favor or control. It lacks substance and is designed to appeal to your ego rather than reflect reality. A person using flattery might say things like, "You are the most talented person I have ever met. No one else could ever achieve what you have." While these words may sound pleasant, they serve no real purpose other than to manipulate your perception. Flattery often feels over the top, vague, or insincere, making it a potential red flag. One key sign of flattery is its timing and context. Manipulative individuals often use flattery when they want something from you. They might suddenly start complimenting you excessively before asking for a favor, a loan, or some form of assistance. Their words are not meant to uplift, but to disarm your skepticism and make you more susceptible to their requests. Unlike genuine praise, which is given freely and without expectation, flattery is strategic. It is a means to an end rather than a reflection of true admiration. Another way to distinguish flattery from praise is to observe consistency. Sincere individuals will compliment you when they genuinely see something praiseworthy, but they are also honest enough to provide constructive feedback when necessary. They respect you enough to point out areas where you can improve because they want to see you grow. In contrast, those who rely on flattery rarely provide any constructive input. They only tell you what you want to hear, avoiding any form of honest critique. Their goal is not to support your growth, but to maintain their own advantage in the relationship. To protect yourself from the deceptive nature of flattery, develop a sense of discernment. Ask yourself, is this compliment specific and meaningful, or does it feel exaggerated and forced? Does this person praise me consistently, or only when they need something? Do they also provide honest feedback when necessary, or do they only tell me what I want to hear? By critically evaluating the nature of the praise you receive, you can distinguish between those who genuinely appreciate you and those who seek to manipulate you. One of the most telling signs of a person's character is their consistency. People who are genuine and trustworthy behave in a stable, predictable manner regardless of the situation, while those who are insincere often shift their behavior based on personal gain. Understanding this difference can help you identify who truly deserves your trust. and who may be disguising their true intent. A trustworthy person maintains their values and principles in all circumstances, whether they are interacting with a superior, a peer, or someone of lower status. They treat everyone with the same level of respect and fairness. Their words align with their actions, and their promises hold weight because they follow through on their commitments. For instance, if they believe in honesty, they will practice it consistently even when lying might be the easier or more beneficial choice. If they claim to be supportive, they will stand by you not only in moments of success, but also in times of struggle. Their reliability is a reflection of their integrity, and you never have to question whether their bahavai or is genuine. On the other hand, insincere individuals lack consistency. Their actions shift depending on what benefits them the most at a given time. They may act kind and supportive when they need your help but become distant or indifferent when you have nothing to offer. Their loyalty is conditional, and their values are flexible, bending to suit their interests. For example, someone may preach the importance of fairness and honesty in one situation, but engage in deceitful bahavai or when they believe they won't get caught. This kind of inconsistency is a major red flag, revealing that their moral compass is dictated by convenience rather than principle. Another way to monitor consistency is by observing how a person behaves across different environments. Do they act the same way in public as they do in private? Do they treat their friends, colleagues, and subordinates with the same level of respect? Someone who changes their demeanor based on who is watching is not truly authentic. For example, a person who is charming and polite in professional settings, but rude and dismissive in their personal life is likely putting on an act for appearances. Genuine people remain true to their values no matter where they are or who they are with. Time is the ultimate test of consistency. While insincere people can maintain a false image temporarily, their true nature eventually surfaces through repeated actions. This is why it's important not to judge someone solely based on isolated incidents. Instead, pay attention to patterns over time. If someone repeatedly breaks promises, contradicts themselves, or shifts their loyalty based on convenience, they are showing you that they cannot be trusted. To safeguard yourself from deception, prioritize relationships with those who exhibit consistency in both words and actions. Trust is built on reliability, and those who remain steadfast in their values, regardless of circumstances, are the ones worth keeping close. By monitoring consistency, you can separate those who are genuine from those who are merely pretending to be. Criticism is an inevitable part of life, whether it comes from a mentor, a friend, or a colleague. Constructive criticism is essential for growth and self-improvement. However, not everyone handles criticism the same way. Some see it as an opportunity to learn, while others react with defensiveness, anger, or even retaliation. The way someone responds to criticism can reveal a great deal about their level of maturity, self-confidence, and emotional intelligence. If you want to understand a person's true character, pay close attention to how they handle feedback. A wise and emotionally mature individual welcomes criticism, especially when it is constructive. They understand that no one is perfect and that growth requires acknowledging weaknesses and making necessary improvements. Instead of reacting with hostility, they listen carefully, evaluate the validity of the criticism, and use it as a tool for self-betterment. For example, if a manager gives them feedback on how they can enhance their performance, they do not take it personally or see it as an attack. Instead, they reflect on it and seek ways to improve. Even if the criticism is harsh or poorly delivered, they remain calm, recognizing that there is always something to learn from different perspectives. On the other hand, insecure or jealous individuals struggle to handle criticism because their self-worth is often tied to external validation. Any form of critique feels like a personal attack. Instead of seeing criticism as an opportunity to grow, they react with defensiveness, anger, or even resentment. They may immediately dismiss the feedback, make excuses, or shift the blame onto others. For example, if someone points out a mistake they made, they might respond with statements like, "That wasn't my fault," or "You're just being too critical." Instead of considering the possibility that they could improve, they focus on protecting their ego. Another common reaction from insecure individuals is retaliation. Rather than engaging in self-reflection, They may try to undermine the person who offered the critique. This could manifest as passive-aggressive comments, personal attacks, or even attempts to discredit the critic. For instance, if a friend gently points out that they were being inconsiderate in a certain situation, they might respond by bringing up past mistakes the friend has made in an attempt to shift the focus. This defensive mechanism reveals an inability to handle feedback in a healthy and constructive way. Silence can also be a revealing reaction. Some people do not openly argue when criticized, but instead withdraw, sulk, or cut off communication altogether. Instead of addressing the issue, they avoid it entirely, refusing to acknowledge any faults. This passive resistance is another sign of emotional immaturity, as it demonstrates an unwillingness to engage in self-improvement. To assess a person's character, observe how they respond to both constructive criticism and minor feedback. Do they listen and reflect, or do they react with defensiveness and hostility? Do they seek to grow, or do they lash out? Those who embrace criticism with humility and wisdom are the ones who will continue to evolve, while those who react negatively are often held back by their own insecurities. Surround yourself with people who value growth over ego-toes are the ones who will support your own journey towards self-improvement. Failure is an inevitable part of life, but how someone responds to it speaks volumes about their integrity, mindset, and emotional maturity. Some people take responsibility for their mistakes, learn from them, and grow stronger, while others shift blame, make excuses, or manipulate the situation to protect their image. Observing how someone handles failure can help you determine whether they are honest and accountable or deceitful and unreliable. A person of integrity acknowledges their failures and takes full responsibility for their actions. They understand that mistakes are opportunities for learning and self-improvement rather than something to be ashamed of. When faced with failure, they reflect on what went wrong, seek constructive solutions, and take steps to do better in the future. For example, if they miss a deadline at work, they might say, "I didn't manage my time well, but I've learned from this, and I'll plan better next time." This kind of response demonstrates humility, self-awareness, and a growth mindset, qualities that define trustworthy individuals. In contrast, deceitful individuals refuse to accept responsibility for their failures. Instead of admitting their mistakes, they shift the blame onto others, external circumstances, or even fabricate excuses to avoid accountability. If something goes wrong, they might say, "It wasn't my fault," or "I only failed because someone else didn't do their part." Rather than using failure as an opportunity to improve, they focus on protecting their ego, often at the expense of truth and fairness. Another common behavior among dishonest individuals is downplaying their failures or twisting the narrative to make themselves look better. They may distort facts, exaggerate obstacles, or even rewrite history to avoid admitting their shortcomings. If confronted, they might become defensive, make excuses, or deflect attention away from their own actions. This unwillingness to accept fault is a clear sign of insecurity and a lack of integrity. To evaluate a person's character, observe their response when things don't go as planned. Do they own up to their mistakes and learn from them, or do they look for someone to blame? Honest individuals grow through failure, while deceitful ones run from it. In the long run, those who embrace accountability become stronger and more reliable, while those who refuse it remain trapped in a cycle of dishonesty and stagnation. The way people talk about themselves can reveal a lot about their authenticity. Some individuals share their personal experiences with humility, honesty, and sincerity, while others exaggerate their achievements to impress, manipulate, or gain social validation. If you want to understand someone's true character, pay close attention to how they present their life stories and accomplishments. Sincere people speak about their experiences in a balanced and realistic way. They do not feel the need to embellish their achievements or seek constant validation from others. Instead, they share their successes and failures openly, recognizing that both are part of the human experience. For example, if they have accomplished something significant, they may mention it in a modest way, acknowledging the hard work and challenges involved. They do not seek admiration, but rather aim to connect and share insights. Even when they talk about their strengths, they remain grounded and honest, showing confidence without arrogance. On the other hand, deceitful individuals often exaggerate their achievements or fabricate details to create an impressive image. They may inflate their past successes, take credit for things they did not do, or present their life as more extraordinary than it really is. These individuals often tell grandiose stories, making themselves the hero of every situation. Their goal is not to share genuine experiences, but to manipulate perceptions and gain admiration. When questioned about inconsistencies in their stories, they may become defensive or change the details over time. To assess someone's authenticity, observe how they discuss their accomplishments. Do they speak with humility and honesty, or do they seem overly focused on impressing others? True confidence does not require exaggeration. Genuine people let their actions speak louder than their words. In a world filled with jealousy, deceit, and negativity, maintaining inner peace can feel like a challenge. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that true peace comes not from controlling others, but from mastering our own minds. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of external distractions, we can rise above jealousy and toxic influences, preserving our emotional well-being. One of the core principles of Stoicism is distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. We cannot control how others feel about us, whether they envy our success or try to undermine us. What we can control, however, is our response. Instead of wasting energy on jealous individuals, trying to change their minds or seeking their approval, a Stoic approach encourages us to remain centered, unaffected by external negativity. When faced with jealousy, remind yourself, their emotions belong to them, not to me. Your success and happiness should not be dictated by how others perceive you. A crucial aspect of maintaining inner peace is surrounding yourself with sincere, supportive individuals. Stoicism does not advocate isolation, but rather the cultivation of meaningful, genuine relationships. True friends celebrate your achievements without resentment, offer constructive criticism with good intentions, and uplift you instead of tearing you down. By choosing to invest in authentic connections and distancing yourself from toxic influences, you create an environment that fosters personal growth and tranquility. Avoiding toxic relationships does not mean engaging in conflict or seeking revenge against those who act with jealousy and deceit. Instead, it means recognizing when someone's presence disturbs your peace and making the conscious decision to step away. Not everyone deserves access to your energy and emotions. A Stoic understands that engaging in unnecessary drama only drains their strength and distracts them from their true purpose. Maintaining inner peace through Stoicism is about staying true to your values, focusing on self-improvement, and refusing to let the negativity of others dictate your emotional state. When you master your mind and prioritize sincere relationships, you free yourself from the burden of external approval and live a life of calm, strength, and purpose. Now that you understand how to identify insincere individuals, the next step is to apply this knowledge in your daily life. Awareness alone is not enough. True wisdom comes from putting these principles into practice. By consciously observing behaviors, setting boundaries, and prioritizing genuine connections, you can protect your peace and build relationships that are rooted in trust and sincerity. The first and most crucial action is to observe. Pay close attention to how people behave rather than simply listening to their words. Actions reveal a person's true nature far more than empty promises or flattering speech. When you start recognizing patterns of dishonesty, manipulation, or jealousy, do not ignore them. A Stoic does not react emotionally or with anger, but instead acknowledges reality with clarity and self-discipline. Awareness allows you to make informed decisions about who deserves a place in your life. Next, cultivate authentic relationships. The goal is not to isolate yourself or view everyone with suspicion, but to surround yourself with individuals who uplift and support you. Seek out those who genuinely celebrate your success, offer constructive criticism when needed, and remain consistent in their values regardless of circumstances. True friends do not resort to excessive flattery, nor do they diminish your achievements through unnecessary comparisons. By carefully choosing the people you invest in, you create a foundation for emotional stability and personal growth. Finally, use Stoic wisdom to maintain emotional balance and clarity. No matter how aware you become, you will still encounter insincere individuals. The key is not to allow them to disturb your peace. Accept that some people will act out of jealousy or deception, but their actions do not define you. Instead of engaging in unnecessary conflict, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, reactions, and choices. When faced with negativity, remind yourself, I do not control others, but I control how I respond. This mindset will help you remain calm, centered, and unshaken in the face of external challenges. By applying these methods, you empower yourself to navigate relationships with wisdom and strength. Do not allow insincerity or toxicity to drain your energy. Instead, cultivate meaningful connections, protect your peace, and embrace the Stoic path of clarity and self-mastery. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that will help you create the life you truly deserve. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.